Welcome to Impact Duty. I'm your host, Manisha Dadlani Kripalani, bringing you empowering stories of friends and people I admire. Their voices have given me joy and the momentum to share their stories with you. Ashanthi Soris Mirchandani is a certified fitness coach and a specialist in weight loss and nutrition. She is best known as the founder of Breakthrough Studio. She has been training clients for over 5 years and is a wellness enthusiast, pioneering suspension training and bungee fitness in Sri Lanka. Throughout her journey as a fitness entrepreneur, she's refined her fitness and nutrition strategy to provide her clients with the best results in a short span of time. But more importantly, to do so while having fun and sustaining a holistically healthy lifestyle. Welcome, Ashanthi, to Impact Duty. I'm so delighted to have you with us. How have you been?
Thank you so much for having me on your show, Mark. Thank you so much for having me. It's lovely to connect all the way from Colombo.
Wow. How has it been for you over there this last few months?
There are a lot of uncertainty and a little stressful for the past few weeks because I've not known whether I was supposed to open the fitness studio or not supposed to open the fitness studio. We were not given proper guidelines, so a lot of people were lost. And like a lot of business owners, I have overheads to cover as well. So a little stressful because there were no proper guidelines issued.
Right.
So we were in the gray.
I can imagine.
But other than that, the lockdown has actually been quite productive for me because I started a new business. So we started Breakthrough Online, where we connect with our Breakthrough Fit Fam globally. And we have clients from Singapore, Dubai, Hong Kong, India, New York who connect with us every day.
And, you really are a global entity, Ashanthi.
Yeah, now I am, I think. So it's actually good. So the uncertainty and all the craziness did do some well, So it's
good. And Ashanthi, why has fitness taken such a pivotal role in people's lives? I mean, even prior to the pandemic, fitness seems to have taken such an importance in people's lives. Tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, I think with the internet, coming into play over the past 10 years or so, people are more aware now of how to be healthy, why fitness is important. They want to look younger, they want to live longer lives, they want to be healthier, they want to look good now more than ever before,
Totally.
And because of all those reasons, they're doing their own research, they're refusing to take medication, and it's I think they've learned the importance of why and how living a healthy and fit life can help them. So it's most probably because they are more accessible, or they have more access to doing their own research and the growth of the internet and all that, social media, all that. So more awareness, I suppose, is why people are more interested in fitness and,
Right. And tell us a bit more about your fitness goals personally.
My fitness goals personally is, I was born, I think, a fitness freak because from the time because I've always liked working out. I've always liked eating healthy and looking after myself. So
right from a young age?
Yes, right from a very, very young age. So my sister and I were into candy and dancing, and not so much into fitness as such, but we were into dancing a lot. I played badminton in school, but the fitness journey began in my very early 20s when I thought, what, after we left school, we never did anything to keep fit, and that's when I joined the gym. So I was always a gym rat. I just loved doing it. And when I see something new, I want to see what it can do to my body. So
Wow.
My fitness journey has always been about doing something new, looking for
Mm-hmm.
newer ways to better my fitness levels and my health. So I'm always
Yeah.
on the lookout for new techniques of
And Ashanti,
how I.
you've been a fitness role model for me. So I'm glad you're sharing it with everybody else.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
during this quarantine time, has it been difficult for people to stay motivated? I know it's changed the role of the studio in people's lives, your studio, but in general, has motivation gone down with people?
Yes, motivation has definitely gone down in a lot of people. I think it was, see, one thing was a lot of people obviously scared of the whole situation, and fitness was the last thing on their minds. The first thing would have been, okay, how do I get my daily supplies? Because,
Mm-hmm.
like Sri Lanka, the first few weeks, it was very difficult to find stuff that we usually eat. So we didn't have access to a lot of vegetables in the first few weeks. So,
Really?
I mean, I had to go back to eating like rice and dal and things like that that I don't usually eat. So getting food, healthy, nutritious, greens that I usually eat was a challenge. And people's minds were all over the place, so there was no time to focus on fitness. Mummies had
Right.
kids with them, and then mums were afraid to let their kids go out and play, or everything was uncertain. So of course,
Right.
fitness was the last thing on their mind. And even for people who had time, like
Mm-hmm.
myself, I mean, I had time. Um, for them, it was laziness, and a
Mm-hmm.
complete. I think people completely form new habits, and
Right.
because being at home was really not helpful at
Mm-hmm.
all for a lot of people. So it
Mm-hmm.
required a lot of discipline, which a lot of people lack. I mean, I
Right.
myself have been, I've had to really push myself to motivate myself and to work out at home. And I
Mm-hmm.
found that really a bit jarring, because I am usually someone who works out every day. And for me
Wow.
to be
Yeah.
lazy and unmotivated to work out was very alarming. So if I felt
Oh.
like that, being someone who's always wanted to work out, being someone who's always wanted to look after myself, and I've always been into fitness. I own a
Mm-hmm.
studio, all that. And if I was lazy, I could just imagine how lazy, how demotivated everyone else would have been feeling. But yeah, the lockdown, it just offered so many different emotions and different circumstances for people to deal with. And most definitely, fitness was not in the priority, in their list of priorities, but whereas fitness should have, because
Right.
fitness is amazing for immunity, you know, and to
Oh.
keep you well. So if you
Mm-hmm.
wanted an immunity booster, there was
Yes.
nothing more than fitness. There was nothing more than just waking up in the morning and getting your workout done to boost your immunity. But it's challenging. It's challenging when
It
there are
definitely
so
is.
many different things thrown at you, and you are unaware of most of the things that you're dealing with. Most people were under a lot of fear. There was
Mm-hmm.
no hope in a lot of people, and a lot of uncertainty. So yeah, people were really demotivated, mom. They were really
Right.
demotivated.
Really.
So yeah, it was a few very different and
Yes.
difficult
Yes.
for a lot of
Yes.
people.
It really
Yeah.
is a new situation for everybody globally. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. And they say it takes 21 days to create new habits. So I think a lot of people created a lot of bad habits during the 80 days lockdown.
Yeah.
We went
Yeah.
into almost 2.5 months in Sri Lanka. So
Yeah.
for people who had made fitness a part of their lifestyle, it was no longer part of their lifestyle anymore. So
Yes.
even
Yes.
now, people find it very difficult to get back on track. And I hope they will, realize the benefits soon and come back and work out.
Yes, yes, I hope so too. And Ashanti, you started your fitness journey at a very young age, as you told us. But tell us a little bit more of your story. How did you progress from being a gym queen to opening your studio?
Yeah. So it was in, I opened Breakthrough Studio in 2017. And before that, I was a personal trainer. Yeah. So Breakthrough Studio has a really interesting story behind it.
Really?
So my whole career started, I think, at Cargill's one day when I realized that I only had 3,500 rupees in my wallet, and I
Whoa.
was so broke. I think this was 2015, and there was like a light bulb moment,
Right.
in my mind, and I thought to myself, like, what's happening, what's going on in my life. If I
Mhm.
knew that I had to change something about my life then, and I also knew that if I didn't get up and do something, I would not be able to change it. So it was a
Mhm.
decision that I made at Cargill's, uh, that I had to do something, that I didn't want to be poor anymore, that I could do something, and but I didn't know what to do. So I was really wondering what to do. Do I get another job? But do I start a business? I don't have capital to start a business.
Mhm.
I really had no clue where to go. But the only thing that I was very clear about was that I didn't want to be broke anymore, right?
Whoa.
So I was. It was actually Haren who said, why don't you try doing something in fitness, because you love fitness. Every time, every day you wake up, the first thing you do is go to the gym. And
Totally.
I didn't think it was a great idea, because
Mhm.
it never crossed my mind to you know, be in that field where I would earn money using fitness. So it was
Mhm.
a passion, but I never looked at it as a business.
Right.
And I thought, okay, fine, I'll try it out. I thought I'll try it out, and if it works, it will work. If it doesn't work, then I will just leave it. So that's when I decided to get certified, and doors really opened for me after I
Totally.
got certified, and God has been so good, Mon. It just opened up. As soon as I got certified and came, the who's who of Colombo wanted to get trained by me. And
Bravo.
people would introduce me to other people, politicians, ex-president. Like it was just crazy. Doors just opened up, and they called me. So it was without me, never advertising, not having
Mhm.
any experience at all. I remember the first day I went to train a client, I was so nervous, because
Right.
I've never done it before, and I had this certification and I didn't know what to do with it.
Mhm.
So even when I got the first TRX strap, I didn't know how to hook it up. I was so
Right.
confused. I had to learn everything by myself.
Really.
Yeah, so I became a personal trainer, and that the personal training business really grew. So I was going from house to house training people. Some days I would do like 7 sessions a day, and
Mhm.
I used to
Wow.
start at 7 in the morning. So every session was 1 hour, and there was like a half an hour gap where I had to drive to get to the next location. And you remember the house, where we used to live in Batramulla. It was far away from Colombo.
Right.
So waking up in the morning every day was exhausting,
I can
and the
imagine.
traffic, all that. So I did that for almost 2 years, and
Mhm.
I saved up. And all I did was just, because no one would give me capital to start the business, right?
Right.
And so I figured out how much I would need to buy a few straps, and to rent a place of my own. And so that's how Breakthrough Studio was born. I was extremely broke when even the day we opened the studio, like, everything, my cards were maxed up. I was so
Oh.
broke.
Five, four, three, two, one. Them old mistakes are gone. I won't do them no more. That's old news. That's new news. I done did that before. I turn nothing to something. My comeback on 100. Let's talk it. More action. You on another level. All this on me so yummy. All this sauce so yummy. Know you want this yummy. Yummy all in your tummy. Level up. 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 All this on me so yummy. All this sauce so yummy. Know you want this yummy. Yummy all in your tummy.
And now in October last year,
Mhm.
I opened a bigger studio,
Oh,
which
really?
was the Breakthrough Studio ladies only branch, which is also in Kolpiti.
A ladies
And
only branch. Okay.
yes, a ladies only branch in Kolpiti. And a few months ago in Feb, I opened my first international branch in Bangalore.
Oh,
India, and I
bravo.
partnered with my sister. So it only took me 3 years, So I
Aha.
hope if someone's listening and if you have a dream, I don't think anyone should give up on their dreams. They should just
Totally.
work hard at achieving it, because work for me is not work anymore. It doesn't feel like
Mm-hmm.
work. Every day when I wake up, it doesn't feel like, oh, it's another day I need to get to work. I'm just so happy to be doing what I'm doing.
Oh, yes.
It's
It
everything has
shows,
come together so
Ashanti.
well. Thank you. So
I mean,
it's
I wish I
amazing.
could show everybody your muscles. Oh, yes.
No, it's
And
it all comes together. So if you have a passion, if you're listening, and if you have a passion to start whatever it is, you should
aha.
just start it. So don't wait for that big investor to come in. Don't wait for the perfect time or the
Mm-hmm.
perfect moment or the perfect age or the perfect location. Nothing is going to be
Mm-hmm.
perfect when you start, and nothing ever will be. You just need to start with whatever you have. My location wasn't perfect. When we did it up, there was a huge water issue in the place, and the paint wouldn't dry on the floor. So the first day, when we did it up, when we went to hang the straps,
All right.
huge patch on the corner because the paint wouldn't dry. So,
Aha.
it's not going to be perfect, but it's
Right.
going to be yours, and then
For sure.
sooner or later you can get into another perfect place. You can make it perfect. So don't wait for the perfect time or the perfect place or the,
Aha.
age, or just don't keep pushing it back. I think
Right.
if you're listening and if you want to start something, you should just start now, no matter how old you are.
What great advice, Ashanti. And you mentioned TRX training. Would you like to tell us
Yeah.
a little bit more of that, about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So TRX training has been around for more than a decade, but it is
Okay.
very, very new in Sri Lanka. So in Sri Lanka, I think it's been around for perhaps about 5 years or more. So the
Okay.
first time I saw the TRX straps being used was by one of the Sri Lankan master trainers, Sri Lankan TRX master trainers, who lives
Right.
in Dubai. So he used to
Ooh.
do all these really fancy moves with these yellow and black bands, and I used to just, look at those moves and think, wow, like, what does that do to your body? Why he moves like so beautifully, makes it look so easy, and yet, he looks really toned. I was just amazed by this new piece of equipment that had just emerged, kind of. So I just thought to myself, okay, I want to know what it is. I want
Mm-hmm.
to learn more about it, and perhaps
Right.
one day, if I can, introduce that to Sri Lanka. So
Oof.
TRX training, TRX is actually a brand name.
All right.
It is, yeah, it's a form of suspension training. So it's a total body resistance suspension trainer, and there are countless number of moves that you can do with it, and it trains the body completely. So even when you're working on your biceps, for example, you're
Mm-hmm.
still working your core. So TRX
Wow.
uses your core whatever move you do,
Right.
and it works your muscles like in compound movements. So it's not like a targeted, okay, now you do the biceps, now you do the triceps, now you do your legs. It doesn't work like that. While you're working your legs, you will still work your core. While you're working your biceps, your chest will still get worked. So it's like a full body workout. No matter, you can't just pick a muscle group and say, okay, now I'm going to work this. It's a total body workout, and
Wonderful.
it's so versatile. You can even use it if you're really old. So there are really old people using TRX because it,
Ah.
it gives you a lot of support, right? So you hold the handles, you can still do a squat, you can still do a lunge, you can still do all your upper body workouts. Even if you're in
Mm-hmm.
a wheelchair, you can still use TRX. So it's so versatile. Yes, it's amazing, and it trains your body to do daily movements. So it trains your body in rotational movements. It trains your body in different dimensions. So
Aha.
all the workouts that we do using the TRX, it trains everything.
Excellent.
The usual weight training machines that people use is training your body only in one plane,
Mm-hmm.
right?
And this
So
gives you a
if you're doing
complete body workout.
Yeah. If you're doing squats, for example, you will just face forward and then you squat. Whereas with the TRX, you can squat and you can, like, twist your body to a side. You can just get creative, use rotation, which is what, our bodies usually do. That movement is never in one plane. In daily life, movement is in all planes. So if you are drinking a glass of water and then your phone rings behind you, you will have to
Right.
reach back and grab the phone. So for that,
Right.
you need rotational movement. So I've found out that a lot of people who've not done this type of training, if they turn around like that, they'll pull a muscle somewhere.
Yeah.
So it trains your daily movement. So that's what TRX is. Extremely
Excellent.
versatile, amazing at calorie burning. You can get really creative with your workouts. You can use it outdoors. You can work it indoors. It's amazing. I love it. I love the
Wonderful.
TRX.
And you mentioned two other magic words, calorie burning. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us about a success story. You're one of the biggest success stories. So when I see your Instagram, I see all these people with these fancy mugs that say that they've lost 10 kilos, 12 kilos, 20 kilos. Did I get that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 20, 50.
So tell us one of the biggest success stories that you've had.
Yeah. So one of the biggest, I actually have a lot of success stories, but the biggest one is a girl who lost 52 kilos.
52.
So
Wow.
yes. So with everyone who overweight who walks into the studio, they want to lose weight, but see, weight loss is a very personal journey. No coach, no motivational speaker, no motivator can really help you to do it. It's your personal journey, and it takes time. So this girl, actually, when I saw her, I thought, okay, if she sticks with me, she will definitely lose it, and if she listens to my advice. So she actually stuck with me, and she listened to my advice. She changed her eating patterns. She was working out with me daily, and her weight just melted off. So she's down 52 kilos, extremely confident, loving her life,
Incredible.
like learning new things every day. It's really beautiful to watch how people are confident after they lose the weight.
Yes.
And we have a guy who's lost 45 now. He was a racing. He was a racer, a bike racer, and he had an issue with his ankle. So TRX doesn't actually. TRX helps rehabilitation. So he was able to kind of rehabilitate, his body and lose 45 kilos with us. So that's my second biggest happy story.
Wow.
But every month we have at least 3 to 5 people losing 10 kilos or more. So it's amazing. We have amazing stories. Yes, we have amazing stories at the studio. But it's not our effort. I guide them, and our workouts are designed in such a way where they burn the maximum amount of calories while having fun, and while having a good time. Every day is a different workout. So how we've designed it is all 5 days of the week we have 5 different workouts, so that the same client can come every day and get a different workout. So they're never bored, and they don't hit a plateau. So it's fun. It keeps you focused. It kind of gives you a new goal every day. So it's amazing. They do all the hard work, and we only encourage them and guide them in the correct direction.
And how important then is routine and rituals in our life, in your life, in your client's life in general?
Yeah. So if it's a good routine, there are good routines and bad routines. I think the good ones, like working out, eating healthy, it's good if you make it a habit. But you can never be a slave to a routine. So you can't beat yourself up if you can't do it one day. But saying that, you need to really be true to yourself. Like for example, I'm very routine when it comes to my workout. So I will work out every day without fail. I have to work hard, and that's what makes me really feel good. Because working out also releases happy hormones.
Oh yes.
Endorphins and all that. So it makes you feel good. It helps me to think clearer. It keeps me in a good mood. I'm light the whole day. All that, I feel good about myself. When I look good, I feel good about myself. All that, right? But and also food. So I'm pretty routine when it comes to my workout as well as my food habits. So at least Monday to Friday, I try not to eat carbs. All the rotis and the rice and the chapatis, all that. I try not to eat those. And most of the times I can keep away from the carbs. But what I really struggle with, my struggle is the dessert.
Oh.
So I love my sugar, and sugar detox is a really is a really hard thing for me. So I let myself cheat on weekends. So on Saturday and Sunday I will just eat things that I like, but on Monday I'll always get back on track. So if you know that you won't beat yourself up because you missed a day of workout, or if you've eaten bad one day, it's okay. But you need to try and build good routines so that they become good habits that are sustainable in the long run. Because no one's going to stick to one diet forever, right? What's the point of life without eating a piece of cake? You need to have a balance. So it's fine to do it as long as you are in truth about it, and that you are just not giving yourself excuses, and you are able to get back on track.
And that's what this episode's all about. No excuse to exercise.
Yeah,
but what a great piece of advice, that good routines build good habits.
Absolutely.
Great advice. And before I say goodbye to you, Ashanthi, any tips and tricks that you want to tell us about that we should use right now, and even as we return to the new normal?
So of course, I'm a workout buff, and that's what my fitness tip or my health tip to you is going to be. So you do not have to wait until you can afford an expensive membership at that gym that you always wanted to go to. Just start with what you have. Put on a pair of shoes. Just at least start with a jog, or a walk. There are loads of free workouts in YouTube that people can do at home. If you can't afford to get to a fancy gym, don't make that an excuse. Just use what you have and start now. And don't give yourself excuses. Even if you have excuses, you need to really speak to yourself and ask yourself whether those are really valid excuses. Because fitness is one of the biggest one of the best things that you can give your life, is to adopt a fit and healthy lifestyle. And when it comes to food, just eat whole, eat healthy, stop eating from packets, stop eating artificial stuff. And you do not have to eat superfood, expensive superfood. You don't. If you can't afford it, you don't have to. Just eat greens, healthy whole stuff which doesn't come from packets. And try and keep away from sugar if you can, because sugar has so many side effects that sends you into a different spiral, that sends your body into a different spiral. So if you can stay away from sugar and all those nasty, carbs, if you don't overdo it, then you'll live a really long and very healthy, very fit life. But don't make it an excuse. Use stuff that you have at home and start your fitness or your healthy lifestyle journey right away. I think a lot of us give too many excuses most of the time. So you should start with what you have.
Oh, bravo. Ashanthi, it's been an absolute delight speaking to you. I've got so many insights from you. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me, Mon. It was fun talking to you.
Same here. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Bye.